What is up, my fellow Eagle fan, Cobra Kai, Miyagi-Do, Topanga, whatever your dojo friends? In this one, I want to talk more on the subject of Kreese and Silver and a brotherhood that was forged, quite literally in fire or a snake pit, depending on your preference. One thing I'll say that Season 3 did is it has elevated Karate Kid 3 to another level. When you watch Karate Kid 3 now, you can look at it with a different lens, knowing how deep the history between Kreese and Silver goes, all the way to their friend with the ponytail, and what a great misdirect that was. How many of us, I'm gonna be honest, I thought that was Silver, 100%. The dude with the ponytail, I thought that was Silver. And, you know, he had the mannerisms, he had the look, he had the feel, he had the charm and the charisma. And I'll give major credit to the guy who played him, because he pulled it off well. But to see Silver was actually this scared, timid, you know, anxious soldier that was just afraid. You know, right at the end, just completely afraid, you know, scared of everything. And sort of the, you know, the weaker one of the three, if that makes sense. To now look at Karate Kid 3, it makes sense why he's so erratic. It makes sense why he's so over the top. Because he's overcompensating, right? And this is what I'm going to love, that Johnny is going to see right through this BS. He's going to see right through it. But I love the fact that we get that layer that's added to Silver's character. That he's not just a grumpy, rich war veteran that thought, hey, let's go and get revenge on a teenager and an old man. No, the effects of war have really done a number on him. And I think that's partially the reason why Silver has a ponytail, because the memory of his dead friend is imprinted in his head. As he said, you know, oh my god, it's all my fault. It's that kind of stuff that I feel is going to carry so much of a burden on him from the flashbacks to now. And even now, you're going to see Silver, you're going to unpack so many layers to the Terry Silver character, present day and past flashbacks, where we really get to see the effects of these incidents play out the same way we have for Kreese. And the brotherhood between these two is just, it's on another level. Now, I know Johnny and Daniel coming together is the moment that we've been waiting for all our lives. However, I feel like Johnny and Daniel are fresh to each other. They've got a good chemistry, they work well together, they have good synergy, defense, offense, all that. Will their bond be as strong as Kreese and Silver's? I don't think so. At least not yet. Not yet. I think Kreese and Silver have too much going between them for them to lose this season. This is why I think Cobra Kai is winning. Because not only does my boy Robbie need a win, okay? I've said it from day one. Robbie needs to win this one. When you watch the season 1 finale, come on, Robbie has to win this one. But also, it just makes for a much more interesting story. The fact that, if you think about it, this is the redemption of Silver and Kreese. Now, obviously, Mike Barnes is going to be brought back into the fold at some point. We don't know when. It could be this season, it could be next season. But as far as we know, Silver and Kreese are in the mix. They lost 30 years ago when Daniel defeated Mike. They can't lose again. Kreese and Silver need this win, and how perfect would it be? I remember we said this in the streams, and comment down below in the comment section if it was you that said this. But I think during the debate, we all came to a consensus that the one thing we want to see happen, I think it might have been RJ and a couple of others, the one thing we want to happen more than anything is if Cobra Kai win, and you know how at the end of Season 1, Robbie and Daniel are on a car ride home. Something similar. Miguel, Sam, Johnny and Daniel are in a car ride home, and they have to watch as Cobra Kai dojos are being opened all over the valley, and there isn't a damn thing they can do about it. That will be the stipulation. That will be what Kreese says. You know, if you lose before Johnny cuts him off, what if that's the stipulation? That there's dojos that open across the valley, paying off that line from Karate Kid 3, where Silver says, I'm going to open Cobra Kai dojos all over this valley. And it really kicks this up into an absolute war. Now, I know there are parts of this show that, I mean, you know, let's be honest, the police in this town are trash. They're awful. They're horrible. But I think at this point we have to kind of acknowledge the fact that the police should be doing more, and the police should have done more during the original movies, and they never did. So I think it's just suspension of disbelief, really. But I'm interested for it for the story's sake. And these two characters, I feel like Season 3 really set them up as our protagonists. if that makes sense. It sets them up as these are the guys who we will unintentionally root for, or we will see the reasons why these two need to win. And the fact that these two survived such a perilous ordeal, you know, going up against their general, you know, Kreese trading places for Silver because he didn't want to let his friend die. He'd already seen his other close friend die. It's that kind of stuff that's going to carry so much into Season 4, and I feel like this show is only going to get better. Now, I know they always say, oh, because it's new, it's going to be better than the last. And that's not always the case. Sometimes it's new and it's worse than the last. But I feel like Season 4, Silver's character is going to change the whole dynamic of this show. For 3 seasons, it's been about Johnny and Daniel and Kreese from season 1 finale onwards. With Silver being in the mix, we now have Silver, Kreese, Johnny, and Daniel. That's 4 legacy characters in the mix, all at the same time. It's going to be absolutely nuts. And as I've said before, there is no Miyagi here to save Daniel now. So Daniel and Johnny need to be on the same page if they're going to pull this off. Because I tell you this, Kreese and Silver, they are not losing this one. If Kreese is making that phone call to Silver, he's going to say to him, hey, I'm winning this time. We ain't losing. Not like last time. We're winning. And this could open the door for Robbie to be the prized possession. Now, no matter who Cobra Kai recruits, you know, let's break it down. You've got Tori, you've got Kyla, and potentially Sean. Those are great fighters there. But Robbie is the key. Robbie is the machine that's going to be an absolute monster going forward. And I tell you this, Silver is going to work on Robbie. He's going to treat Robbie like his little project. And it wouldn't surprise me if he maybe that's how you bring Mike Barnes back in the fold. He hires Mike Barnes as a personal trainer for Robbie. A bit outlandish, but hey, you never know. Stranger things have happened within the show already. It wouldn't surprise me if Silver's like, hey, maybe Mike Barnes wants a bit of redemption here as well. And then that way, Mike trains Robbie personally and turns him into an absolute monster. I mean, we are in the season of evil Robbie, Darth Vader Robbie. We're going to see that come full circle, and I feel like Silver and Kreese together are going to extract that to their fullest potential. And anytime Robbie's not around, they're going to say, we've got Johnny's boy right here. We're going to use this. Silver is going to enjoy just waving Robbie in front of Daniel and Johnny, saying, hey, Johnny, I've got your son. Ha 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 ha. He's going to say to Daniel, hey, Daniel, I've got your student. No such thing as a bad student, eh? Stuff like that. He's going to tantalize him. He's going to taunt him. And I cannot wait for that. Because it's going to really test Daniel and Johnny to see how their brotherhood is going to blossom. With this already established brotherhood that was forged in fire and just forged in an absolute, just a load of events that have led into this. Guys and girls, do me a favor, jump in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of the brotherhood between these two characters, and do you agree with any of the points that I've raised? Do you disagree? Drop it down in the comment section below, because as always, I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. But Season 3, especially for these two, just added so many layers upon layers for these characters, and I feel like Season 4, as much as we want Daniel and Johnny to win, I feel like where Season 4 might do it is it's going to show a lot of Kreese and a lot of Silver to the point where it's going to be like, you know how you're watching Creed 2 and it gets to the final round and Drago's son is going up against Creed's son. They're beating the crap out of each other. Was I the only one that actually wanted Drago to win as well? I feel like we're in for a similar thing. I mean, look, obviously we all wanted Adonis to win the fight, but my point is, when you allow the audience to feel like, hey, maybe we should root for Drago a bit here, that's exactly what Season 4 is going to do. I wouldn't be surprised if people are going to start rooting for Silver and Kreese already, because they need a win. Kreese has never won on screen. He's never won. And Silver didn't win the last time either. So it wouldn't make sense to bring Silver back for them to just lose. I feel like they're going to win. I feel like they have to win. Honestly, I feel like they have to. Now, Miguel has the Rising Champion arc, which means Miguel will win one major fight before this show ends. And I know I've been asked, you know, International All Valley or something like that. Something like that. Miguel will win the final fight. He'll win the final big fight. But I think to really kick this show up another level and another gear, I think Cobra Kai has to get this win. Not just for Robbie and the new characters, but for Terry and for John. Because these two have been through the mud, and they're fighting a war, and they're losing every time. And after Kreese pretty much got his ass handed to him in the season 3 finale, I think it's a given that they're really going to push him. So guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. And with Silver coming back, man, I'm just so excited. I know Silver's just going to cause an absolute madness. He's just going to really sort of change just the dynamic of everything. It's going to be crazy. You know, he's going to infiltrate people's houses trying to steal stuff like he did in the movie. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And, you know, with it being a Silver type video, now the real pain begins, Danny boy.